I chose SIT solely based off of reviews that were in my study abroad office. So I kind of thumbed through all of the different programs that my study abroad office offered for South America, and the ones that were for the Ecuador program that I was looking at were just incredible reviews. Everybody was saying how incredible the academic directors were, how the nature of the program was great. So I just kind of rode that wave. I knew I wanted to go to Latin America because I really wanted to enhance my Spanish skills, and it just seemed like everybody loved this program, so I went on it. I really had very little idea about the whole pedagogical method or the entire basis of the experiential learning model that SIT pushes, and I just lucked out.
Yeah, it sounds like you're up for an adventure.
Yeah, definitely.
And what key skills did you gain on the program?
I would say probably two key skills. The first, of course, being my vastly improved language skills. Being abroad was just exactly what I needed in order to kind of cement my Spanish language skills. When I went, I was very shy about initiating contact with people in Spanish, and I really didn't have the conversational fluency that I do now. Now I'm not shy about it at all. If I hear people speaking Spanish, I will immediately jump in to the conversation because I kind of now crave that language development and just crave Spanish. So that's one of the big things that I learned. The second big thing is maybe unique to my program, but my program was based on a very anthropological basis, anthropological foundation, in that a lot of what we did was field work with interacting with locals and trying to communicate and get information, but give something back to the communities as well. And so I learned a lot about anthropological fieldwork methods. I learned a lot about informed consent. I learned a lot about just how to go about interacting with people in ways that I'd never really thought about before. And that was a big plus, especially when going down to a culture that you're not part of and trying to take part of it. There's a lot more nuances there than I had originally anticipated. So I learned a lot about those anthropological methods as well.
And what's one thing you think you learned that you couldn't have learned elsewhere?
So that kind of ties in with that last note as well. I think that one thing that SIT programs, I believe, in general stress a lot is interculturalism versus multiculturalism. When I was going there, I was really excited to be integrated into a different community, into a different culture. But one of the things that the program stressed was that the ideas that we have about cultural integration are somewhat naive and somewhat superficial. The way that we celebrate, for instance, Mexican culture in the United States is largely superficial, largely, Cinco de Mayo, that kind of thing. It's really just celebrating certain parts that fit in with our culture. What I learned while I was there was that there are a lot of different facets of people's cultures and people's customs, and that the primary thing that you should be thinking about when you're interacting with different cultures is to respect that culture and to try to be in their shoes, really, to try to understand the culture from different contexts. And that's something that my program stressed that I really would not have even really thought about. It would never really have entered my mind if I hadn't gone on the SIT program.
Excellent. And what was your, I would say the favorite aspect, but I think you've already covered that.
Well, I have another favorite aspect of the SIT program, and that was definitely the excursions that we took throughout the country. It was incredible to just travel around the entire country. Like I said, my academic directors were just two incredible people and knew a lot about Ecuador, knew a lot about different hidden gems in Ecuador that I would have never found otherwise. So we got to go to the Intag cloud forest. We got to go into the Amazon River basin, into the rainforest. We went to the coast and had, ceviche and mariscos and everything like that. We went all over the country. We were based in the Andes. We just saw so many things that I never thought in life that I would see, and really definitely wouldn't have seen without the guidance of the program. So I would say that's definitely my favorite part.
Yeah, the excursions are a big part. And if someone had never heard of SIT before, how would you describe it?
Now, that's a good question. I would describe it as a thoroughly engaging experience. A lot of study abroad programs kind of allow you to come and go, if you will, from the program itself, to go out on your own, as far as like you being on your own for social engagements, for going out at night, for your cultural immersion. But SIT is very engaging. Your coursework is engaging, but so is the group itself. They set up a very strong foundation for you in case you have issues with cultural immersion. They set up academic directors for you who are great resources, and they are continuously nurturing, but also challenging your preconceptions, your what you come in knowing or thinking that you know. And it's engaging in its relentless attempts to get you to understand different cultures. And so that's what I would say about SIT, is it's very all engaging.
Excellent. And while you've returned to school, have you pursued continuing your studies about the program theme or location now that you're back in school?
Yeah, kind of. I was very lucky, and this is something that a lot of SIT students get, which is to be able to tailor the ISP, the Independent Study Project, to my interests. So I was able to go around Ecuador for my Independent Study Project and interview people across the country on renewable energy in Ecuador, to go to different renewable energy sites and to explore this theme for an entire month in a self-directed project. That took me to meet some very influential people in Ecuador. A former Secretary of Energy and Mines, the former president of the Constitutional Assembly in Ecuador. I actually had the chance to interview him, which was incredible. And so, but anyway, I have definitely been exploring some of those themes now that I'm back. The experience there and what I learned about renewable energy over there has very much informed my view of energy in general, as its opportunity to be a very community-based effort. And so I've definitely been looking into that more. I'm a senior in college now, and I'm looking for things to do after college. And this is definitely one thing that I'm considering is going into energy and trying to make my impact there. I definitely
Thank you so
did.
much.
And if anybody wants to contact me, you can get the information from SIT, and I would love to convince more people to go abroad.
Thank you so much, Noah.
Thank you. It's been great talking.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.